Hey guys, so we're going to be reading Courage by Anne Sexton. This is going to be one of the sources you're going to be using for your benchmark. And as we read along, I'd like you to highlight and make annotations just the way that I am, because we're actively reading this together. However, if you feel like there's some other things that you want to jot down, by all means, please do. Okay, I'm going to start by reading the entire poem, and you'll see that I started labeling them, but I'd like you to do the same. We're going to label these stanza by stanza. So this is the first stanza, this is the second stanza, right here, this is the third one, and then this one over here is the fourth stanza. So make sure that you have those labeled, okay? So, it is in the small things, we see it. The child's first step, as awesome as an earthquake. The first time you rode a bike, wallowing up the sidewalk. The first spanking when your heart went on a journey all alone. When they called you a crybaby, or poor, or fatty, or crazy, and made you into an alien. You drank their acid and concealed it. Later, if you faced the death of bombs and bullets, you did not do it with a banner. You did it with only a hat to cover your heart. You did not fondle the weakness inside you, though it was there. Your courage was a small coal that you kept swallowing. If your buddy saved you and died himself in doing so, then his courage was not courage. It was love. Love as simple as shaving soap. Later, if you have endured great despair, then you did it alone, getting a transfusion from the fire. Picking the scabs off your heart, then wringing it out like a sock. Next, my kinsman, you powdered your sorrow, you gave it a back rub, and then you covered it with a blanket. And after it had slept a while, it woke to the wings of the roses and was transformed. Later, when you face old age and its natural conclusion, your courage will still be shown in the little ways. Each spring will be a sword you'll sharpen. Those you love will live in a fever of love, and you'll bargain with the calendar, and at the last moment, when death opens the back door, you'll put on your carpet slippers and stride out. All right. So let's begin analyzing this. So we're talking about courage. So think about what you think courage means and maybe write down that definition for yourself. Okay, so courage means, means being able to face difficult times. That's what I'm going to write. You don't necessarily have to write the same exact thing, but you can write something similar, okay? So it seems like they start by talking about courage at a young stage, okay? So they mention things like a child's first step. So if you sit and think about a child's first step, it could require some courage, okay? Because a kid, I don't know if you've ever seen a kid stand up, but it can be scary. They don't know what to expect, okay? And then they say it's as awesome as an earthquake. This right here, as awesome as an earthquake, because they're using as and they're comparing it to an earthquake, this is considered a simile. Okay? Wallowing up the sidewalk. The first spanking when your heart went on a journey all alone. So think of the first time you had to face something by yourself. Okay? So, facing something alone for the first time. That requires courage too, all right? And then they say when they called you crybaby or poor or fatty or crazy and made you into an alien. Who's that they that they're talking about? It's probably a bully if they're saying that they called you crybaby or poor or fatty or crazy. These words right here, crybaby, poor, fatty, crazy, show that they are talking about bullies, okay? And how did this person react by having courage? They drank their acid and concealed it. So that shows us that it was concealed, right? Then we go on to later, and you'll see that she uses later, later, and later every time she's introducing a new stage of life. So new stage in life, okay? If you faced the death of bombs and bullets, you did it without a banner. You did it only with a hat to cover your heart. What are bombs and bullets? What does that refer to? Maybe it's something to do with war, okay? All right? And again, the time period that this was written in is 1975, so maybe it was like the Vietnam War time. Vietnam, okay? Things for you to think about, okay? And it says that you did it with a banner and you did it with only a hat, okay? So again, that takes courage, right? You did not fondle the weakness inside of you, though it was there. So what does this mean? You did not fondle the weakness, okay? So you didn't give in, okay? And then it says your courage was a small coal. Your courage was a small coal. Right there, it's telling us, comparing courage to a small coal. So this is considered a metaphor, okay? That you kept swallowing. If your buddy saved you and died himself in doing so, then his courage was not courage, it was love. Love as simple as shaving soap. Love as simple as. That again is another simile, all right? So again, but talking to us about how you were courageous during war, all right? So I'm going to put courage during war, okay? We move on to later. There's another later. Here's our other later. So this is another time period in life. If you have endured a great despair, then you did it alone. So think about a person that's gone through something terrible and did it by themselves. Doesn't that take courage? Okay? Courage. Picking the scabs off of your heart. Wow, that's like very descriptive. So I'm going to use that as imagery because right there you're imagining picking scabs off of your heart. Okay? Then wringing it out like a sock. Okay? Wringing it out like a sock. Wow. Again, very descriptive, okay? Next, my kinsman, you powdered your sorrow, okay? So they're talking about your sorrow. So there's obviously some kind of sadness that happened, right? And then you covered it with a blanket. You covered it, the sorrow. What are you doing to the sorrow right there? You are personifying it. Personification, okay? And after it had slept a while, it woke to the wings of the roses and was transformed, right? So again, it's telling us that you got through the courageous moment and then it transformed itself to something good. So maybe it was worth being courageous, something good, okay? Later again, we go to another stage of life. So now we started off as a child. Maybe here we were a young adult. Maybe here we're more of an adult dealing with stuff. And now we're at later when you face old age. So this is like the last stage of your life. So last stage of life. Okay? And its natural conclusion, your courage will still be shown in little ways. So they're saying you're still going to show your courage. All right? Each spring will be a sword you'll sharpen. Those you love will live in a fever of love forever. And you'll bargain with the calendar. So what are you trying to do here when you're bargaining with the calendar, okay? You're hoping maybe for more time to live, okay? Think about it. When you're older and you're fine, you want to live longer, right? You want to be with the people that you love. It's almost like that carpe diem, live life to the fullest, okay? And then all of a sudden when death opens the back door, again, death opening the back door, that is a sign of personification. Personification. Okay? All right, so you will put on your carpet slippers and stride out. The fact that you're striding out, you're not walking out, you're not sadly moving out, you're striding out. That shows that you have courage to do something great because you've lived a great life even though it's been difficult. Okay? So, what does the it refer to in the first line? Think about what it is. We're talking about courage here. The hero that she deals with remarks to her childhood. This is all the first stanza. Try to figure that out. What I'd like you to also do is find one concrete detail, one quote in there that you think really exemplifies courage. All right? Good luck. Bye.